What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and we are back at it with a new week. New leaks out for Black Clover, chapter 275. And this chapter, is according to the fans' translation, is called The Personification of Hellfire. Didn't I say last week that we're in Sagittarius season? There's going to be a lot of elements in regards to fire, and this just showed that. And I'm not sure how many people correlate astrology with what's coming on with the anime, but I definitely noticed those parallels. So we'll get into this chapter, and before we do, if you like this content and you want to see more Black Clover coverage, or is there another anime that y'all want to hear my opinion on, let me know. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like, and smash that notification bell. And here we go. So looking at the leaks here, what I'm gonna do is run through it as far as with the fans translations from Reddit. Shout out to Kamikaze Mender, who's been consistent when dropping these leaks. So what we have here is supposedly this chapter is supposed to be another 17 pages. And so the chapter starts off with Nacht explaining how the ritual works and how to stop it. So we see as far as the different pages, as far as the ancient text, and then we see like a little diagram in the Spade Castle, where we see Zenon, Vanica, and Dante in the outer parts, and in the very center we see Yami and William. And so we get another panel as far as Nacht with his signature weird creepy smile, and he goes on to say that it is possible to destroy the qliphoth tree with anti-magic, but they aren't 100% sure. And it goes on to say that if they forcefully break it and Yami and William die, Charlotte won't forgive them. As you all know, Charlotte is madly in love with Yami. And we get a panel change here where we see the super huge devil that Mereoleona just super karate punched, and it looks like the demon's shaking it off, and the townspeople are looking on like, what in the world? The demon doesn't go down. It looks like before the invasion, Nacht went to Mereoleona personally to recruit her. And what's crazy about this is you see her like literally powering up, and her whole body looks like it's engulfed in flames, which we haven't seen before. That we all know Mereoleona is super powerful, especially during the elf art. That whole scene with her and what's his face, that was like my favorite part. She did that on his own. It was ridiculous. But what this particular new form looks like is similar as far as to Luck when he was engulfed as far as with lightning. So we all know, as far as not only is Mereoleona a royal, so she has that ridiculous reserve when it comes to mana access. She knows how to do the mana zone. We've also seen her go toe to toe with 5 reincarnated elves. We also know that there was something in particular that last dude from the Eye of the Midnight Sun, there was one panel in there where he had said that this is a type of magic that we're not familiar with. So I think that part's very, very important. But you see her power up, and then she super punched the demon. And so then we see as far as the panel between the demon versus Mereoleona. Now, the next part that we see, and this whole her in this new form going toe to toe with as far as this demon is wild. But the last panel we see on the leaks, and what it's describing is where everyone, as far as with the evasion team, where they're going against. So we have Vonica versus Charlotte and Rill. We have Xenon versus Juno and Langris. And we have Dante versus Jack the Nacht. Now, it's unconfirmed or unclear as far as if these are the official matchups. And so the chapter ends as far as with those particular matchups. Now, this chapter is super dope. Now, the cool thing within this is, what we see is the beginning stages of all of this stuff. Because where's Fergolion, where's Nozel, as far as just when the people who were set to come. So I'm curious to see where all those people are at. But I'm also curious to see are these attacks going to come in waves? Because I highly doubt that, the current matchups, even though they're really good matchups, Charlotte and Rill versus Vonica, Juno and Langris versus Xenon, and Jack and Nacht versus Dante. Super dope. They're really dope matchups, but there's either a few things that I think are going on. So they're either who they're facing isn't really them, like it's a double, or they are completely ridiculously powerful. And I think that their main point, even though they're going to be trying to destroy them, because that was a lot of the dialogue that was going on. Jack was, and was just like, yo, we're going to get him. And Nozel said something, I think that was very important. And he was just like, this isn't a you or I, this is a us. Like, we are going to all do this, so I'm curious to see what the waves are going to be like. Is Nozel going to end up coming in later when it comes to Vonica? Because there's that history, because there's a lot of history that's going on. So I feel like it would be a disservice if Nozel and Noel didn't at some point tag team to defeat Vonica. I feel like, and we know that they're gonna come in what fashion, I'm not sure. That we've only been privy to what has been said so far. There was one video that I did see, and they were breaking down Sally's importance throughout this whole thing, with her to be able to create as far as these robes to cloak their magic. And that was due to her research from Asta, and so the video is breaking down how important that particular thing has been consistent throughout the whole series. So I'm curious just to see, what more is going to be going down. But as far as this chapter, oh man, like every single chapter that's coming out, it's just all like, we're just waiting. So the official chapter comes out, as far as official translations, on Sunday. So again, if y'all enjoy these breakdowns of the leaks, you want to see more Black Clover content, hit that like button. Go ahead, hit the subscribe. We are on the goal to get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. and just recently got a notification from my 75th subscriber. Got a cool little milestone there. So yeah, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure to hit the description. You know, it is definitely winter time. I have hoodies, I have long sleeves. Make sure to check out the recent album to download. Also, I have CBD products. So, you know, a lot of y'all that are looking at, you know, anime, y'all are gamers, getting some, you know, aches in your hand or your wrist or anything like that, go ahead, hit me up. Grab some CBD, get yourself the relief you need so that way you can get back to playing your video games. But other than that, this is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction. This is another breakdown of the recent chapter 275 of Black Clover. Peace.